All right, welcome everybody to the episode 4 Speak of the Devil podcast. I'm your host, James Barber. We are also having some special guests tonight. We have My Own Will from Detroit, Michigan. We have Dave here, the singer.
What's going on? How you doing, James?
Very good. Good to meet you, sir.
Very good to meet you.
So we're going to talk about, a host of our few things. We're going to talk about a couple other things too, but I want to give a quick kind of bio on the band itself. Like I said, they are from Detroit, Michigan.
Yep.
Have new music coming out in 2017, right?
Yeah, that's the plan. We're recording the follow-up EP to our debut EP, Ghosts. Right now it's called Demons. We're finishing that up. We're about to get that mixed and mastered by some reputable guys in the industry. I can't really say too much about it, but big things to come.
And Ghosts, what, came out in 2015, is that right?
Yes, we dropped it in December. I think it was December 14th of 2015.
You can get that on YouTube, Spotify.
Yep, it's on Spotify. Most of it's on YouTube, except for, actually, I think the intro track is on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, Google Play.
So you guys go independent. That's what we did, and just
we
like a distributing deal.
Yeah, we literally just do everything ourselves. With the digital platforms, there's websites you can.
Yeah, exactly.
Get involved
that's what
with.
we did, because you can still own your music.
Yeah, and that's the big thing. We're actually we recorded our follow-up EP, or we're recording our follow-up EP ourselves. We're doing all of the tracking ourselves, and then we're gonna send it out to get mixed and mastered.
Yeah,
so.
that's essentially what we did. I mean, we had somebody that we knew that did it, but I mean, that was the same thing that we did.
Right.
So listing a couple other of the artists that they like, it says. The Ghost Inside.
Yes.
Fit for a King.
Yep.
Impending Doom.
Yep.
It's a fucking sweet-ass name, dude.
Oh, yeah.
God
I love
damn.
Impending Doom.
Architects.
Yep.
And how do you say that?
The Acacia Strain.
Acacia Strain, okay.
Yep.
So that'll lead us to what we like to do on the show we like to do top threes. So out of those, or you can pick others, out of those, what would you pick your top three? This is a hard one.
Well, see, with those bands, we just kind of put those bands on the
That's kind of
Facebook
what you
page.
sound like.
It's kind of like an overarching sound. I mean, we like all of those bands. My top three bands, as of recent, Fit for an Autopsy. Fit for an Autopsy, I actually have their T-shirt on right now. They just put out that. They put out their second single to their upcoming album, The Great Collapse. I'm super pumped for that.
Sweet.
It's called, oh my God, what was it called? Iron something, but it's super heavy. Love that band.
So is that 3?
Fit for an Autopsy. Second one.
Number 2.
Damn, putting me on the spot here. Probably Impending Doom. Love Impending Doom. Love the fact that they can be a deathcore band but still be Christian. I'm atheist myself, but I love that band so much. Their breakdowns are awesome. And the third one is I'm gonna say Real Big Fish.
Really?
Lately the guys have really been getting me into ska, and I just bought Real Big Fish's greatest hits.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, that's a big departure.
Yeah,
you wouldn't almost think that, right?
I listen to everything. I listen to hip-hop, listen to, Bing Crosby. I love Frank Sinatra,
It's a lot of the beats can really be incorporated.
Oh, yeah.
In our style of music, I'm curious, I don't know, I'm sure there probably is, but are there any, rap, deathcore like that, really mixing that? I think that's the one genre that nobody's tapped into, right? I can't think of anybody.
Well, see, I wouldn't say we play deathcore. We're kind of like
metal
hardcore, but I do a little rapping.
Saying, when you talk about how many genres of metal,
right.
I'm thinking wow, that's the one thing they've never tapped into.
There is a band out of, I think, if they're not from Jersey, I'm
probably
like an
so
asshole,
wrong, and everybody
I
on
think
the
they're from
internet's
Jersey. They're called
yeah.
Scare Don't Fear. I don't know if you'd consider them deathcore, but they incorporate rap into their shit.
Too.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then the band Issues, I'm not the biggest fan of them. I like one of their records, but they incorporate so many genres like funk and pop and rap and everything.
That's awesome. Cool. So now we'll also verge on to our other topic that we like to talk, because we like to have a little diverse kind of topics. So video games. Top 3 of all time.
Ooh, of all time?
All time.
Ooh.
I mean, we're talking childhood to now. And it can be, the way we did this before, it can be franchises. So if it's Mortal Kombat, you don't have to pick one or two. You can just say the series.
That's a little bit easier for me. I think number 1 is definitely going to be Pokemon, because I'm from that generation. I was 6 years old when Red and Blue came out.
You're right.
I've been playing Pokemon since
Game Boy, yeah.
They came out. Grand Theft Auto. Because Grand Theft Auto is always awesome.
So are you interested in the Switch at all, the Nintendo?
A little bit. little bit.
I got one pre-ordered.
I do like Zelda. I wasn't gonna put them in my top 3.
The launch lineup is a little weak.
But Breath of the Wild looks worth it.
It looks worth it
Breath
just
of
to
the Wild
play
looks
that.
way
So yeah,
worth
that's
it.
gonna be really cool.
I'm a Sony guy myself.
I think they announced actually, like, unofficially, that there will be a full Pokemon game for the Switch in the vein of the original Game Boy series.
See,
not like one of these Snap or Go or.
Okay.
And it's going to be a real old school Pokemon game.
See, because I didn't know if they actually announced that yet. I heard the
It's
speculation.
unofficially announced, yeah.
Okay,
It's
I
like-
heard the speculation about Pokemon
Yeah.
Stars, but they're saying that could come out on the Switch. That could
I
come out
think they're
on
waiting for
3DS.
E3. For E3, and then at
Oh,
E3,
yeah.
then they'll launch that.
Yeah, and actually, this is the first year E3 is public. I kind of
Yeah.
wish I
I
made
would
money
love
doing
to go
this
to
so I
E3.
could actually go.
I'd love to go to NAMM, and I'd love to go to E3.
Yeah.
I don't know which one NAMM or E3. Which would you
Well, I
rather go to?
don't play a stringed
Oh, so
instrument in
then-
the
so
slightest,
E3.
so E3
Let's
for
go to
me all
E3.
day. Yeah.
So number one video game.
So it was, let's see what I said, Pokemon, Grand Theft Auto, and the final one, I will say, what have I been playing lately is the question. Probably Dark Souls.
It's so hard.
It
You
is.
like that punishment?
I do. I'm very masochistic
Oh my
with
God.
that. I play any game that can have a roguelike, just punishing difficulty level. Like, even as far as like downloadable games, I play Enter the Gungeon all the time. I play
my
Binding
gosh.
Isaac all the time. Like, anything that can just kick my ass, I welcome it. I'm so masochistic.
See, I
but-
was a kid. When I was a kid, I got like the Game Genie for Nintendo. It first came out, and I had one of my friends just like you, and he would be so mad at me. Like, how can you use Game Genie, man? It's cheating, man. That's not even right. You can't do it. I'm like, yeah, but I suck at all
Well,
the
see,
games.
I used to be one of those guys. I used when I was coming up, it was more the action replay, and I used it, to
Yeah,
get like
sparingly.
99 rare candies
Yeah,
for
yeah, that kind of
Pokemon
stuff.
and shit like that. But
You
with
can't, there's nothing really like that these days because everything's online and they ban you.
right,
and
well
all that kind of stuff.
nowadays they
But they
still
turn down the difficulty so much.
they still do have action replays for like 3DS and shit because my brother
that's true.
and I,
That's
we
true.
just bought Sun and Moon for 3DS
Okay.
and we were playing through that. And I legitimately raised my Pokemon. He had all his level 100 already. I'm like, dude, what? How are you doing this? Oh, action replay. I was like, oh, you cheater! You can't use any of those. So I limited him down to level 50, kicked his ass. It was awesome. Cheaters never win, never.
Unless you're Donald Trump.
Right.
But that's we shouldn't
Yeah,
even
no,
go in
let's,
there, man. Sorry.
let's not
Sorry,
talk
not
politics,
about
'cause
that.
I'll-
It's not
I'll
politics. We
insult
don't go there.
everybody.
It's just rock, video games, and wrestling.
Yep.
So we're not going to go to wrestling. So we're actually going to talk a little bit about the tour. How's the tour going so far?
Tour's going great. I mean, like every tour, it has its ups, it has its downs, but
Yeah.
we're having a great time. The guys in the Creatures in Secret are badass dudes. Love every single one of them. Another band jumped on for the past 4 dates, and
I
they're
saw
playing
that.
tonight
Yeah,
with
I
us.
saw.
Something better. They're from
yeah.
Buffalo, New York. Great bunch of guys. Awesome
I know because
music.
when I was putting the notes together earlier, I saw that on the feed, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Why?" I was like, "What? Why?" I would have asked them, but it was last minute. and all
Right,
that, so I
yeah,
didn't have a
well,
chance to set
yeah,
that
they
up.
just kind of jumped on the tour, but it's been great to have them. They're awesome bunch of
So
guys.
they play for
some
what?
sick-
4 more dates or 5 more?
No, they played the last 4
That's
dates,
right,
and they're
and, like,
playing tonight.
and
Tonight's the
then
last show.
of their tour, right?
Yeah,
And then you guys
yeah,
keep
but
going
then they
on,
go
right?
home, and then we keep going. We go to Bedford, Indiana. We're playing
Cool.
at the company concourse, so
Cool.
it's gonna be a
Awesome.
good time.
Well, there you have it right here, part 1 of the episode 4 Speak of the Devil podcast. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We have part 2 of the Speak of the Devil podcast, episode 4. I have with me, oh my God, I had Adam with me, and my notes go up. Here we go, from the Creatures in Secret, from Knoxville, Tennessee. And I wanted to say off the latest album, Texas Red. Fucking awesome.
Thank
See,
you, man.
I already started
Appreciate
out.
it.
We were just talking about cursing, and the first thing I do
Yeah.
is say how fucking awesome it is because it is fucking awesome. Sorry, but it
appreciate
is.
that a
So
lot.
I had to get that out of the way because I saw the video for it, and I was just like, oh my God. So let me see if I have the notes right. Started in 2012.
Mm-hmm.
Current album out is The Gathering, which was released in February of 2016. Recorded at Wave Transform Studio by producer. Now this. I'm gonna try this. I tried it all day. Yannick Bercier.
Pretty close, Yannick Bercier. Yeah.
See, I
You
thought
got
it was French or something, right?
Yeah,
like Bercier,
exactly.
because it sounded like something like that. Cool. And right now, you guys can check it out. It's on Spotify, iTunes, and more. And so we're gonna start. It already says here. I'm gonna go through the artists that they are influenced by as a band, but then we're gonna ask Adam what his favorite bands are. So the artists that they like are Miss May I As I Lay Dying, which he just got out of jail, right?
Yeah.
I heard that whole story. That story is crazy.
I haven't heard anything. I just heard that he got out.
You
Yeah.
don't know the story?
I don't know the story.
So the story is that, they were, I guess they were somewhat of a Christian band too. I didn't even realize that.
Mm-hmm.
And but he was like super into working out and everything, and then he started taking steroids, and then on top of that he started doing cocaine, and then he got into heroin.
Stay away from the drugs.
So what happened was he was getting so deep into it that his wife kind of called him out on everything and said, "That's it, I'm going to leave you," and everything. And he hired what he thought was a hitman, but it was an undercover cop, to kill his wife.
Oh my God.
So he's been in jail for like 4 or 5 years, and he just got out like a month ago. But I guess the big controversy with him is because he was taking steroids so much.
Mm-hmm.
When he got into jail, he was taking steroids, and there's something else you have to take to counterbalance it or whatever. Or if you come off steroids completely, you have to have like something to help your body. But for like the first 6 months he was incarcerated, they wouldn't give him the drugs or whatever that he needed or whatever. Eventually they did, but what happened is he grew boobs. He grew like literal boobs. So he is now suing the prison for that first 6 months, saying that, look, I'm a performer. My livelihood is based off me being on stage, and I have boobs.
I can't be on stage with these.
Like literal boobs. I mean, I don't know if you remember seeing him pictures of him. He used to be jacked, and obviously because he was doing steroids. But
right.
So yeah, he just got out of prison, and now he's doing this
goodness.
lawsuit and everything. So I just thought
That's
I'd
a
mention.
sight to see,
I
I bet.
I saw As I Lay Dying. I thought I'd mention it. So all right.
For sure. That's an interesting story, man. I
it's
did not know that.
Yeah, I just heard it because I don't know if you listen to Eddie Trunk, but Eddie Trunk has a podcast, and he was interviewing George Lynch, and I guess George Lynch, the guitar player, is a good friend of his somehow, and was telling that story, and it was just like mind-blowing. So okay. And then we have The Word Alive,
Yeah.
Motionless in White. We Came as Romans. I love them too.
Oh yeah.
Sworn In, Like Moths to Flames, and August Burns Red.
Yeah. Some
So
good
now
stuff.
that's the band's interest. Now let's ask your top 3 bands of all time. All time.
all time. All right.
Now you can go anywhere because in the last segment, Dave actually went ska for his number 1 pick, which you might not think,
Oh wow.
for a metal band,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's what he went because he's been influenced.
Right,
So you
right.
can do anything. So you got to go 3-1. Number 3.
Oh, let's see. It's not even metal, but Blink 182, for sure.
Yep.
It's a hard one.
Are they back together right now? I
Yeah.
heard they got back together.
Tom, he left, and they got a new singer.
Yeah.
But
They're going to be touring, I heard, real soon.
yeah, hopefully. I think they're coming somewhere in Nashville or something. I'm hoping I can catch them because I have not seen them yet.
I wonder if
And
they've ever played with Green Day, because that would seem like the perfect bill. But
It
maybe
does,
maybe
wouldn't
it's
it?
maybe it's too similar though. Maybe that's why they
It's too
don't
good to be
play, right?
true.
Yeah. It's like
Uh,
Megadeth and Metallica. It just doesn't happen.
I would definitely say Like Moths to Flames, and that's actually like one of the band's shared favorite bands because we influence hardly off of Like
Yeah.
Moths to Flames.
Yeah.
And number 1.
Number 1.
number
1.
Oh, let's see. That's hard.
I know. We put him on the spot. I didn't. He didn't know these were coming. But
I
that's the
would,
best way because it's more honest that way.
I would have to say early Asking Alexandria, like Stand Up and Scream, Reckless and Relentless.
You know what's funny about that is we actually opened for We Are Harlot last year.
You're kidding.
No.
How was that?
Yeah. It was awesome. Oh, no, actually, no. Let me be truthful. They were actually dicks. They were dicks from the moment we got there to the way they were treating the bar staff and everything. It was crazy, but it was a cool show. Like, I still got them to, like, sign autographs and all that kind of shit. But
That's it, man.
it was Danny, right? I mean, Danny was being a little bit of a dick at the time.
It's
and-
Danny.
Well, we came and it was like, normally you set your stuff up and it's all cool, and it's like they had like some security dude that was just like, hey man, don't. And we were like, we never experienced that. Like, we were like, we're sorry, we didn't mean to. We're just trying to put our stuff up, and they were like,
Right.
I mean, I guess coming from Europe over to here where they're super huge here, and then they were playing Frankie's and it was dead. And he was not happy about that. That's why he was like, Danny was sitting there, he's calling out to the bartender, like, hey, bartender lady, give me a drink. She got him a drink. I mean, I was like, oh my God. That was rock star, man. So on that one level, it was cool, and people were not too pleased, but yeah. So,
Right.
So number one. So now we're gonna move on to video games, all time. And I told them, like just like last time, it can be franchises, Mortal Kombat, whatever. Doesn't have to be one. But number three.
Number 3, I would say number 3 would be Gears of War.
Oh, yes.
I did not get to play the last one, unfortunately, because
3 or 4? What do you mean?
4. I did
You
not
haven't
get to
played
play
4 yet?
4. No, because
I'm
I've switched.
about halfway through the campaign. It's very good, and the multiplayer is just as good as ever.
Is
But,
it?
Yeah.
That's
the
awesome.
story is great. The story's really good.
I've heard a lot of like wishy-washy stuff where it's just like,
But what'd you
it's
say?
not
You
Gears.
got? What do you mean? You got switched in the
Yeah,
middle?
I switched to PlayStation.
Oh, see?
Because like I didn't think they were gonna make a 4th one, so I was like, all right, well, because my second one would be Uncharted. The Uncharted
Oh my
series,
God.
they blow me away.
Dude,
I love them.
Come on, give me some
Yes.
Uncharted series. Have you played the remastered editions on PS4?
Oh my gosh.
Now,
yes,
see,
dude.
check this out. Like, I never had a PS3, so I missed that whole thing. I was all Xbox 360 on that.
Yeah.
And then, just like you, I jumped into PS4. I got a Xbox One as a gift, but I jumped in like you. I'm like, I'm going Sony on this one. And then it was last Christmas. I was about a year ago when they remastered it, and I never got to play them before. And, I mean, hooked. I could not stop playing all 3 of those. And
So
then,
good.
and I played them, but I played them in such a way that it was like I enjoyed it, so that by the time I was done with the 3rd one, I was 1 week away from 4 coming out. Have you played 4?
Oh god.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
I played it twice.
4. Is there any game that just wraps up like a bow and just leaves you so satisfied? It was like perfect.
Dude, it was like playing.
Perfect.
It's like playing a movie almost. It's
Yeah.
just like.
But they didn't mess with you at the end. They gave you a good ending. They
did.
They might have more Uncharted's, but Nathan Drake's story is certainly over. I've heard there's a movie, right? There's a movie coming.
I did not know that. If
Yeah.
there's a movie coming,
Yep.
oh man.
I think Paramount's doing it.
Oh god.
But
dude,
you
man,
know how
I'm
the video
excited.
game movies go, though. I mean,
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed bombed. Every single video game movie is terrible. So on one hand, I'm like, oh, that'd be great. But it's like on the other hand, they mess it up so
Yeah.
much. It's like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, oh, it's a good game. Please don't mess that up.
So that's number 2. Now number 1 video game of all time.
Halo 3.
Oh,
Halo 3 is my favorite. I don't know how many countless hours I have put into that game with my sister too. Like me and my sister, we sat down on the legendary campaign and went and just blew through it 10 hours one day. Did not get up, did not move. We played it, got so mad at the end because you're fighting up that like big structure in the snow and you're just getting killed left and freaking right.
What was great about Halo 3 was I don't know if you ever did this, but that was the first one where it allowed you to have 4 people on the same team playing the campaign.
Yeah.
And online too, so you didn't just have to do it on the couch, you could do it online. And I played it that way with some friends, but man, I don't know if you go back all the way, because I'm old school, man. I'm OG. I go back to like the Halo original where we were like going through like computers. That was pre-Xbox Live. Did you ever do that?
I did not.
Oh my God! And back in the day, you would you'd have like the original Xbox, the OG one, and then you'd have your computer and you have like a router, set it up. You go through a link or whatever, and you'd play 4 other people. It was like mind blowing. That was like pre-Xbox Live. So yeah, absolutely. I think 4 and 5, and now there's another one. I think 6 is on the way
Yeah.
or whatever. But the story's getting a little. Have you
Yeah.
played the newer ones?
Yeah, I did it. It seems like it's kind of trailing off a little bit. It's not.
Yeah, it's like Cortana's becoming such a character, like main focus
Yeah.
of these stories. It's kind of like it's taking away from Master Chief. Although I did like the different squad in the last game, so I don't know. I do
Yeah.
like those. So better than Destiny. I thought Destiny was a letdown.
It definitely was a letdown to me. It reminded me a lot of like Star Wars, and like they
Yeah.
tried to put Star Wars
Yeah.
with Halo, and
And
it didn't mix well in my opinion
yeah, it's
at
kind of
all.
boring. So I mean, too bad for Bungie. But I mean,
Yeah.
what is it? What's the studio? Is it 343?
Yeah, 343.
Yeah, 343
Yep.
Studios that does that. So I mean, they're still rocking. So cool. So how's the tour going?
Tour's going actually really good. The first show was great. On our way to the second or third show, we were at a truck stop, and we had just gotten done with like the showers and everything. And this guy, he had came up to us before we got our showers. He was just talking to us and everything about where we were, what we were doing. And we're coming out of the showers, and he comes up to us with this 2 big bags of like Chester's fried chicken. And he just randomly is like, so I found these 2 bags just like sitting over there on the table. Looks like no one's touching them. I feel like you guys can really use it. So I'm like, oh my gosh.
Did you guys put a Facebook on that?
Yeah, that guy was so sweet, man. I was like, God, we're not even like 2-3 days in, and like people are already giving us like free food. I'm like, this is awesome.
You might not get that here in Toledo. Sorry to say, I'm a native. So.
It's all right.
You might get a free drink.
Hey.
That's all that matters. So, where's the next state you guys going to be at?
The next state, actually.
I think it's in Indiana, right?
Yeah, it's I'm gonna mess. Oh no, it's Bedford.
Oh,
Indiana.
Bedford. Yeah, Bedford, Indiana.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
And
not Bedford, Michigan, Indiana.
our bassist and I are really excited because there was a band in 2014, I believe, on Warped Tour, Victory Records sampler CD called "Tear Out the Heart." And we're actually playing with them tomorrow.
Oh,
so
no kidding.
We are very excited
Awesome,
for that.
see? So check it out, guys. It's going to be cool. So there you go. That's part 2 of the Speak of the Devil podcast. We will see you on the next episode.